In today's video, I'll be showing you how doing this destroyed my camera. Welcome back to the MMC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to safely mount your 360 camera and get some really awesome third-person video footage of your car. Now, many YouTubers and TikTok stars will use mounting setups like this to get video game-like 360 footage of their cars. And all you'll need to film footage like this is a 360 camera and a triple suction cup mount. Now, there are a lot of camera mounting solutions that you can find on the internet. One of them is this PGYTech triple suction cup mount. Now, I bought this because I thought it was a mid-range budget option that was sturdy and reliable. I was wrong. Now, as you can see, this right here is not the original ball joint that came with the mount. This is the ball joint that came with the mount originally. Now, when I got this mount, I initially had problems with the ball joint not being sturdy enough. It would sway, it would fall. My camera almost hit the ground one time because of how loose it was. So, in an attempt to try to make it more sturdy, I over-tightened it, which put all the force and the pressure on the neck of the plastic ball joint, which then broke, as you saw in the previous video clip. Now, the failure of the PGYTech suction cup mount has led me to acquire the Delcon Fat Gecko mount. This is also a triple suction cup mount like the PGYTech, except it is far more robust and, honestly, a little bit more expensive. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about using triple suction cup mounts after what happened the last time, but I'm going to be showing you how to mount it properly, and hopefully nothing bad goes wrong. Now, first things first, do not mount it like this. Just don't. The way to properly mount these is backwards by turning it like this so it rests its neck on the mount. Now, using your suction cup backwards here, where the ball joint neck is resting on the mount itself, I've seen that used by many YouTubers, including Drew Peacock, whereas actually I found out the idea from him on one of his Instagram posts. Now, I'm extra paranoid about this stuff because of what happened, so I got a second point of contact just in case, and I'll show you how it works in just 1 second. Now, what I have here is a single suction cup with a random selfie stick I found with a clamp attached at the end. So what I do, if it would stop sticking to my car, yeah, it's an adhesive suction cup mount, not a fan of it. So what I do is I clamp the mount on like this right here, which gives it an extra point of contact onto the selfie stick. So if the ball joint here breaks, it'll have a second point of contact holding it on. It's not going to be stable enough to hold it itself, but it should give me at least a couple minutes if it does break that I could stop and save it. Now, the main reason that I have it here is so it will hold it up. You see this up and down? That's what broke the ball joint the last time. So having that second point of contact there to stabilize the up and down on this selfie stick is probably gonna help save my camera in the long run. So now that we got the camera mounted up onto the selfie stick, I implore you, never mount your camera vertically. Never point your lenses facing up and down. Turn it sideways, horizontally. That way, if your camera ever does hit the dirt, it will fall on the side of the camera instead of directly on the lens. And additionally, I do have the premium lens guards on there. The regular lens guards did not work. I had to take them off, and it is part of the reason why I busted the lens. That's hundreds of dollars of repairs right there. So, 60 bucks, is it 40 bucks, 60 bucks, somewhere in that range. Just get the premium lens guards, it's worth it. Now that you got your mounting setup all finished, you'll need to get yourself a 360 camera. Now, the two main options are the Insta360 One X2 and the GoPro Hero Max. Now, this is not an actual GoPro Hero Max, it's actually a Hero 9. There are Max attachments for it, but I'm just using this as a placeholder right now. Now, the camera that I use is the Insta360 One X2, and I do not have many things fond to say about the camera. Now, as far as hardware goes, and maybe a little bit of the software, the Insta360 camera does have better film footage than the Hero Max that I've been able to witness, at least. However, my experience with Insta360 customer service, their warranty, and other operations have been very aggravating, to say the least. Now, my story with Insta360, I initially bought my first One X2 back in March. Year's 2022 right now, if you're watching this later. Now, I had this camera for about a grand total of a month before it busted. I played around with it a little, but then when I finally mounted it on my car, again with the PGY Tech, it fell lens first into the concrete and shattered both lenses. Now, when you break a camera, what do? You contact customer service, you try to get a replacement. Due to the Insta360 warranty, it was not covered. The Insta360 warranty is very limited compared to its GoPro counterpart, being as it only covers damage caused in the manufacturing process. Any damage that happens after you take it out of the box is completely on you, with the exception of if you buy Insta360 Care. Now, I understand that I didn't buy Insta360 Care, so I was going to have to pay for repair or buy a new camera. So I thought paying for the repair would be the cheaper option. Except it ended up taking over a month for them to replace my camera in the end. Now, I had a whole back and forth with Insta360. There was no communication between their service department and I about what was happening with the camera. On their website, they advertised two to 3 weeks, I believe, on how long the turnaround for a repair would be, and that would be including shipping. After a back and forth with them that lasted for about a week, they told me that my camera was incapable of being repaired due to limited supply and that they would have to send me out a new one, which was about another week and a half fight trying to get them to send me out that new one, which is this one right here. Long story short, I finally got my camera back. I'm finally able to use it to film, but I would highly recommend against using Insta360 products due to my personal experience with the company. Now, if you have a higher budget that you don't have to worry about $400 on breaking a camera, then yes, the Insta360 is a better camera for pure footage alone. But for most people, the hoops that you'd have to jump through in order to keep your camera safe is just not worth it. Now, for the everyday guy that doesn't have $400 to shill out every time he breaks his camera, I would highly recommend the GoPro Max. Their customer service is far superior, and their warranty is much better than that of Insta360, and I would highly recommend to get a GoPro Max unless you are very particular about the way your camera footage looks. Alright, hopefully you've learned a little bit on how to safely mount your camera setup to your car and not blow $400 every time you try to film 360 footage. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. As you can see, this is my first video in the new studio setup that I have made for myself. I'm going to try to push out some more content onto the YouTube channel, so I'd deeply appreciate it if you'd subscribe. And thank you for watching this video. My name is Mikey, and I'm out.